Good afternoon. Welcome to the next in the series of Successful Introvert Sessions. My name is Brian Johnson, host, and it's really great to be here on a hot and sunny afternoon. I hope the builders outside in my neighbour's garden don't make it too much noise. Distraction to me, hopefully not distracting to you. So, just a bit about myself. I come from a background of 30 odd years in financial services. And for many of those, really struggled as an introvert until I found the right mentor and coach to guide me through. And often being that quiet, reserved person with limited energy, I'd be deemed as rude when I didn't engage in conversation. And yeah, that was just me being me. And we all make assumptions about other people based on that. And that's really where we're focused on today. I mean, I've really spent the last few years changing the things I do, looking at the way I approach things, and we train as a coach and NLP practice. And following the stuff I'm really excited and noticing what I really enjoyed, which is coaching and guiding people, and I'm really excited about the work I'm doing with people. So that's really excited. I don't instantly get I'm really excited. And that's really one of the things we have to recognize. And it's really about thinking about actually how do people notice us? What do they see? That's fun, you know, being yourself, being that different person can be a really big challenge going forward. And you know, that's really one area I was really interested in working on. And do you ever think about how people around you actually notice what you're actually doing, what's going on around you? And that's the big question. How do you think they interact? I mean, when people see you, when you get that perception, they see you as being rude and disengaged. What do you think is going on in their heads? And what I find is really helpful here is just spending a little time thinking about that. The exercise, you know, imagine you are standing in front of you. What comes to mind is that, you know, your boss or work colleague who you think gives you, someone you meet socially, gives you a challenge. What are you actually doing about that? This is really where being aware of what we can do can really help. And one really great technique is really to put yourself in their situation, looking at you and seeing what they see. A good exercise just to do now. I find it helps close my eyes and just imagine, okay, sitting there as previous bosses, thinking about them as a person, what they look like, you know, their facial expression, the language they use. And just notice what's going on when they are seeing, engaging with the words that come to mind. Quiet, I understand. We'll come up with millions of different words. Helpful really to write some of these words down. Just get a long list of whatever words come to mind when you imagine yourself as a person finds you annoying, sees you. What is it that actually annoys them? And then thinking, Brian annoys me. No, it doesn't answer the question. Brian annoys me. Get involved in long conversations with people. Spending a few minutes doing this for every person can be really helpful. Spending a little while doing that, then we can move on to the next step. We can be an observer on that relationship, moving ourselves to the third position. So we're seeing you and your boss engaging. The third person noticing what is going on. What do you notice? What words come to mind? The important things you may notice, thinking about this, is what different communication styles. Communication styles are often based around, for instance, our senses. The touch, smell, senses. And the language we use will reflect our favourite senses. So you get that sense of what's going on. And sometimes once you start to understand what's going on, it's a communication mismatch. Are we using different language styles to communicate? Which is really important. Do I need to be upfront? Sometimes it takes the courage to be upfront and say what you are. So sometimes it's looking at the language. So if they're using lots of language based on, I hear what you say, that sounds a good idea. That's different from more. Good to touch base on that. I feel that wouldn't be the way forward. When I see what I say, let's just bring that into focus. Words, and it sometimes to change how people see us. Not be rude, is reflect back some of the language. Notice the language you use, and reflect back. Learn to reflect back some of that language to them. What we learn really looking at is what you can actually control, what you can actually make a difference on. There's some things we can control and some things we can't. And the key is understanding where we can control things, where we can't control. And once you understand what you can control, you can really start to make a big difference. So looking at the language you use. Language is good, and also, communicate more direct. This brings us on to really another exercise. Just look at the people those people have a better relationship with them. What do you notice different about their relationship? How do they communicate? Useful exercise just to note down. You have these lists of what do I think that person thinks about me and sees in me, experiences, and they communicate with me. Is that different? Notice those differences. You can work out what areas you can change. As I mentioned earlier, coming back to being honest, saying, I'd like to be a reflective person. So if you ask me a question, I may not do that because I just need a few seconds to process it. I need to process it. And I don't find all these conversations energize me. I just need that space to recharge my battery. And I don't speak. It's not that I'm rude. I just might be feeling tired, and telling people can change that relationship because what they're taking as being rude is based on their experience. If you tell them this is my experience, this is why I do that, they won't go, oh, I'm not going to do it. It's just the way he's made, and that's the difference. It's really the key point we're running. Working through things we can do and what is in our control. That's really the key thing. And actually, it's, every person who wants to change a relationship, just think through the things you can do differently. It's not about changing who you are, it's recognizing things you can control. One of the things I've noticed through training is that coach, for example, is changing my language ever so slightly. Are you focusing on more open questions rather than closed questions? Moving language which is less focused on a single sense. Sense is much more commonly than I used to, because that appeals to everyone. It's just really thinking through different words. Actually, how could I say that differently? And can I do that? So, to be honest, What small changes can you make? Be honest. Feeling tired, I just need to go and recharge my batteries. Being honest, that's what you do. That's what I do. It's not rude, it's just that I don't have the energy to engage in multiple conversations with large groups of people for a long time. Investing in changes, it's also taking a bit of sense of overwhelm. It's breaking it down into those small steps. What am I willing to do? What small change can I do? One thing when you do this afternoon that is different from what you did this morning, really good time. That's really where it comes from. Today feels a tiring day. It's hot and just lacking energy. To be honest, and doing anything. Am I focused on what I want to do? I think it's important that we recognise what we can do. But I really would like you to take away from actually basics conversation. Follow up if you're really interested in learning more. Basics of this step actually. What does that person see in me? Put yourself in their shoes and what do they see? Because that sense of that you're being rude. Because the more self-aware we are, the more we can change what we do. Can't respond, but we can change that option, how we react to them. Do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. What will you do different? If you want to change something, do it. And thanks for today. I know it's really short. I'm just running out of energy in the heat today. I'd love to know your thoughts, your ideas, and you can contact me at brian@brianpauljohnson.com or send a QR code to my diary. Do drop any comments in the chat or on social media. I'm always happy to have a chat. I love to know what other people think and how I can improve and continue to learn. Thank you for your time today.